I want to give a thank you to the WD-40 company for sponsoring this video. Do you guys ever wonder why, although WD-40 is a commonplace on every farm out there, you just don't ever see their merchandise? Well, it turns out that you couldn't get any of their stuff through anything other than a giveaway or some other special event. And it turns out that WD-40 just launched their own merchandise store. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway in this video of a few of these WD-40 You Rest You Rust t-shirts. And all you got to do to enter is just leave a comment down in the comments section telling me what your first memory of using WD-40 was. Enter for a chance to win by commenting below, and check out the full set of rules at the link below. Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Ow! That hurt. Welcome back to How Farms Work. So in today's video, I am going to be finishing cleaning out the 20,000 bushel Sioux and Sukup grain bins. So I've been hauling out corn pretty much every day for the last month, and this month alone I've hauled out 31 loads, or about 31,000 bushels. And I've got what I estimate to be 5 more loads to go. I've got some yet in the Sioux bin, and then once I get this cleaned out, I'm not going to hop in it until the very end, and I'm just going to do both bins in one go. I'm going to hop in, sweep them out, and get them ready for the coming season. So I just got done greasing up the truck. I checked all the fluids. Now I've been doing different work with the traps to try to get them to open easier, and one problem that I've found is causing me issues are these little plastic pieces in here. We've got these little, I don't even know what to call them. They pretty much just hold the door in place. They're on both sides. There's some up here. These are the bigger problem. But as far as I can tell, I don't know of any way that I can adjust them. So if anybody knows a way that I could loosen those up a little bit, I would be very grateful, because as you can see here, it's causing the door to rub pretty hard. So all this time I've been focusing on the underside of the door. I've been greasing everything underneath. I've been trying to keep it lubed, and none of that was helping until I started spraying the top here. And I found that by spraying this up here, I mean, I've gone 31 loads without servicing the traps ever since. So that's definitely helped, but I'm still not liking how these plastic pieces are rubbing into the door quite so hard, and it would be nice if I could loosen those up. So in the meantime, until I get that figured out, I'm gonna go and grab my WD-40 and give it a good spray down. So my product of choice today is the WD-40 Specialist Silicone Quick Drying Spray, and I found that the last time I used this stuff, it worked pretty good at holding. It doesn't collect dirt, and it's safe to use on metal and plastic. So we're going to go ahead and give it a good spray down. But typically it's ideal for use on cables, pulleys, guide rails, valves, linkage, hinges, and locks. There we go. So the bright side here to finding out that that is the problem compared to everything underneath causing issues is that I hardly even used this can to lube the top. And I'm gonna go ahead and close them. I'm sure it made a difference, but we're gonna go ahead and open up the tarp, start loading corn, and get the rest of the product down. Gotta pull the truck ahead. Don't sass to me. Now, as you guys can see, we have a partial load in here. I'm gonna wanna get out of here before the corn comes down, because once the corn is out of the sweep's way, it actually goes about, or on the bin really quick. It's probably gonna be just enough for the front hopper and then some for the back hopper. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let the sweep run around, get as much corn as it possibly can, and then just back over to the soak up and top off. One of the questions that I used to frequently get asked is why we don't follow behind the sweep with a shovel. One of the reasons being is because if you look at the pile of corn here, there's still a lot of corn that the sweep can get up on another pass. I mean, that's a couple 100 pounds of corn at least. So my logic is, why should I have to push all that corn into the center when I really shouldn't have to? What I like doing is let the sweep go around a couple times and get every kernel that it can. And then all you really need is a sweep. You don't even need a shovel. So it just makes the work on me a lot easier. It might take 20 minutes longer, but to me, it's not worth saving that extra 20 minutes just to come in here and scooping that in. That's enough out of this bin for now. Now all we have is a 1 kernel thick layer of corn left. So we're gonna come in, get the scoop shovel, go around the outside, and then just start sweeping it in. For the meantime, I'm gonna back under the soak up and finish loading up so I can get another load down. Let's climb up and have a look to see how much corn I would have had to shovel in behind the sweep if I went in and shoveled it the first lap around. So that's all the corn that I would have had to end up shoveling, which isn't more than what we'd end up shoveling out of the small bin over there. But this is about 3/4 of it, so not including what's left in there. There isn't more than a couple 100 pounds in there, but this is quite a bit. Any bit of corn that I don't have to shovel saves my back. Well, add that to the list of things that went wrong with spring. So we just fired it up. I opened up the doors and nothing came out. I shut off the up auger. Come to find out that it does this. We took off the shields for the belts here, and I turned it a couple times by hand. I got 2 buckets of corn out of it, but I've been having issues with this motor. It just seems like it doesn't have the oomph like it should. So my first thought was maybe a capacitor was going out. I can't think of a reason why it wouldn't be running other than that going bad, because if I can turn this by hand, then the motor should be able to turn it. So a blown breaker and a mess of corn later, that's what the problem was. We blew a breaker. It surprised me because it's not what I expected it to be, but it is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and keep loading corn. So I went and got these earbuds, which are noise canceling. I honestly think that they do help a lot to save my hearing compared to like normal earplugs. Because I've tried using earplugs that are meant to like block the sound, but the problem is that I take them out and put them back in so often. I just don't like using them. With these, they're noise canceling, so I can hardly hear myself talk at times. And with these, I can also play music through them, so I'm more likely to leave them on all day. The Suka bin isn't mounding up nearly as bad as the Su bin did because we were using the stirrators in there, so there's a lot more junk. paint the new water tower. Thinking we blew the breaker again. Slightly concerning. See how it's tripped as it's in the middle? That's how you know that it's left. Put it back. We're good. Not sure why it started doing that. Got me a little concerned. Do it again. That has me worried. That's officially $7 corn right there.
Yeah, you got at least 2 to 3 loads.
Yeah.
At least 2, 3 if we haul out that 10,000 bushel bin, I think.
My guess is there's 2.5 loads in there yet, but I like to guesstimate low. Once I take all the corn out of that bin, we're gonna pull out, finish sweeping out both of the bins, so that way they're ready for the new crop this year. Let's head down to Dubuque with this load. The power sweep just finished cleaning up the bottom of the soak-up bin. So both bins currently look like this. Now that I've let the power sweep go around a couple times, it's down. Actually, it's a little bit thicker in this bin. I think the Sue bin must be set a little bit lower for the power sweep, because that one actually gets really, really close to the floor. That's only 1 kernel deep, but this one's a little bit thicker. I just added up the scale tickets, and including what we've got on this load, I've hauled out roughly 35,000 bushels. So these are supposed to be two 20,000 bushel grain bins, so you'd think they'd be 40,000. But in this bin, we do have the stirrator. So the stirrator, unless you cover that up, is gonna take up space on the top of this bin, so you're not gonna be able to fill this one, you know, all the way up to the top and mount it. And what we've done with the other one is we've mounted it up in the past, like in the fall, and then we've taken a load out of the center, mostly like the fines, to try to keep it better quality. So between that, and I think if you were to fully mount these two bins up, I don't think that they would quite add up to 40,000. So it is what it is. That's pretty on par with what we've been able to stick in these bins in the past. So we have been talking about putting up more bin space here at the farm, because it would be optimal to be able to carry over all of our crop, because typically you can forward contract ahead and get higher amounts. Or on years like this year's, if you didn't forward contract, well, you still made money forward contracting anyway, but if you didn't forward contract, then you'd really be raking in the dough this year. But in other years, if you don't forward contract, you're not really gonna be always gaining money, because you never know what the price is gonna do. You could hold on to corn or your beans and then lose money by the next summer. So it usually pays to forward contract during the fall when it's being harvested. Now this is pretty much all of the crop that I have to haul down. So we do have corn in the smaller bin right here. I've got roughly 1,200 bushels, I think, in there at least. And Dad has corn in the 10,000 bushel bin as well. Hey Luna, wanna come with? Wanna come with?
Luna, you ready?
Hey, sweetheart. So this morning I had to run my car over to Tandem Tire because I got a flat on it. And Dad came pick me up. He dropped me off out at my place. I had to be there for when my mattress got delivered. I ordered a mattress 6 weeks ago and it finally came in today. And I had to be there for that. So in the time that they dropped that off and got it set up, I came back over to the farm. Travis and Dad emptied out both the bins. Which works out for me, because that means that I can just hop in the truck and fly down to Dubuque. So this is the last load that we're taking out of these bins, obviously. They got both of them cleaned. We're gonna go ahead, hop in the truck, and take this down to Dubuque. Here's the trailer's air tank. You can hear it filling up. The bags underneath are currently filling up. Since they filled up the trailer, I just want to double check to make sure that I'm not overloaded. So I'm gonna wait for the bags to fill up, make sure that the pressure's good, and then we can leave. To me, it looks like it's within a few hundred pounds of 80,000, so it's not like we're hauling a partial load or nothing. All right, Luna, are you ready to go? We're ready to go, honey. .53 bushels, 77,680 pounds. Close enough to 80,000 for me. Well, let's head home. That's pretty much a wrap. The weigh station's open. We gotta pull through. So even though I'm empty right now, I'm still required to pull through the weigh station. Ooh, and they got 3 of them here, so today's definitely not the day to blow it, which is also illegal, FYI. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull across their scale real slow. They're gonna check our weight. And my guess is they're probably checking extra careful today because there's 3 of them. Usually there's just 1, at least that I've seen. But they'll run your numbers. If there's any issues with your truck, they'll have you pull around back. Or if you're overweight, they'll have you pull around back. And about the best thing that can happen when you're coming through here fully loaded is if someone else ahead of you gets pulled around back and they just give everyone else the green light. Mostly for me, it's just a time saver. But I've been making sure that all of my loads have been at weight or under. So I haven't been too worried about the weigh station. It's more of just a time thing.
I gotta shake your hand. I've seen your videos
Oh, did you?
all over. I didn't think I'd ever get to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome.
Where are you out of?
I'm normally out of Dane County.
Oh, really?
Madison scale. I saw you. I was
Okay,
like,
cool.
wait a second, I've seen this truck before. So I know your shit works. I've seen you work on it.
Cool.
Have a good one.
It was nice meeting you.
Hey, keep enjoying that $8 corn.
Oh yeah, we will. Well, that was kind of nice. Perks of the job, I guess. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but he's seen our videos before, and he just wanted to shake my hand. That's pretty cool. So I pulled up onto the scale and I'm unloaded, so it's kind of suspicious that they just had me pull my drive axle on. I'm sitting there going like, what the heck? Like, why aren't they letting me go through? And the door opens up and he comes out and I'm just sitting here thinking, going, oh no. It's just like, do I have something wrong? Am I messing up somehow? And he's like, oh, I know your stuff works. He shook my hand and said hi. It's always really cool to meet fans. Come on, Looney. So that's all the corn that we're going to be hauling out. I'll have to be hauling out the rest of the feed bin and the 10,000 bushel bin over there, but that is all the corn out of here though. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All how farms work. We'll see you next time, guys.